Hugh, welcome to Halloween Daily. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're talking about Sketch, and I love this movie. I've had a chance to talk to some of your co-stars already, and I got to say, just great job to you
Thank
and,
you.
and to
Thank
everybody.
you.
I mean, I really just love it on every level, and I think audiences are really going to enjoy this one. Um, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, it's just coming out as we're recording this. How would you describe your character, Jack? And what was, if you could say one thing that excited you the most about bringing this character to life in Sketch?
Yeah, I think Jack is a he's a stand-up guy. He tries to fix things. He's all his whole like motto is I'll like Bob the Builders. He's like he can fix it. That's Jack's motto. He tries to fix things. He tries to fix the grieving that everyone's going through. And he's not fixing himself, which is what he needs to be doing. Taylor, Tony's character, is just running away from the problem, and Amber is the only one of us three who's actually grieving by drawing in her notebook. So Jack, he tries to be the man since Taylor won't. No offense, that kind of sounds kind of rude, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
And I I think. Well, I'm sorry. What was the second part of your question?
What was the most exciting part about getting this role for you?
Yeah, I think the most exciting part was just playing a character who's a big family guy.
Mhm.
I'm a big family guy. I pretty family centered. But also just Jack. He's him and his dad are in the end of the movie are all about. We finally admit that we can't grieve on our own, and we come together and we cry, and we're like, it's okay to cry. And I think that's
Yes.
pretty pretty powerful motive.
Absolutely. It's a powerful message, and yeah, it hits in all the right spots, and it's got great themes. And then it's, despite that being so heavy, it's, the movie's hilarious. There's so
Yeah.
much funny stuff, and then there is some tense scares thrown in throughout. And I just love that mix, and I think it balances all of that really well. Were you at all nervous? Because again, there's so much going on. You get to do action and some dramatic kind of, like you said, some heavier stuff at times. Were you nervous about the challenge of doing some of those heavier scenes, or just excited to jump in?
I have always played a character that's pretty heavy. If you look at what I've done, it's always something dramatic. So I think I wasn't necessarily nervous about the heavy scenes. I was more nervous about the comedic scenes because I think this is honestly one of the only movies that I've been in that has some funny scenes in it. So I was worried that I was gonna say something and it just wasn't gonna be funny, and everyone just so I didn't want that to happen, even if it's just like a scripted line and everyone's
Mhm.
wrote in to laugh at it, I still get worried because I want to do a comedy so bad, but I've never done one. So yeah,
Well, this one definitely hits a lot of comedic marks for me. I laughed a lot throughout it, and again, you guys are great. Now, I was curious, when you're filming on set, and again, the film, it has to do with these creatures, these crazy creatures that come to life. What was actually there on set as you guys are filming and you're having to react and act to these creatures?
yeah. The only two creatures that actually were physical were the Tattler. When I put him in the water, I had two water bottles that were filled with green liquid, and I squished them in the water. So part of that like haze is actually real. And then for the eiders, they were when I'd like punch them and dust would come out or step on them, or anybody would. It was little ping pong balls, but flimsier, and they'd fill them with the red powder and then just tape them to the wall or to the floor. And then for the hallway scene, whenever I'd like smash it, they'd explode into actual powder, which is really cool. I like the way they did that. But for the bigger monsters, like the blind one and Dave, those were just not there. I mean, we just had to pretend that there's this big thing that we were looking up at.
Well, that was definitely some great acting. Were you surprised when you saw the finished film at how some of these creatures were
Yeah,
realized as opposed
yeah.
to how you were imagining it?
I honestly, and not that I ever doubted the FX team, thought they were gonna look a lot worse. So
Hmm.
when I saw them and I was like, wow, that looks actually really good. I was I'm pretty happy with how it looks.
Yeah, yeah, I like them, and I think they've got a very unique kind of retro throwback look, but at the same time, it's something that we haven't feels like fresh that we haven't seen. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed their inventiveness for sure, their uniqueness. Um, I see this film as somewhat something that parents like myself are going to show younger kids, and it might inspire them to want to see even scarier films or other movie monsters, other creature features.
Yeah, I hope
Um,
so.
I was going to ask, do you think that that will be the case, and has it been the case at all for you working on this project? And do you are you exploring other creature features and monster movies?
Yeah, I honestly think it could be shown. It's kind of like what's the movie? Goosebumps. That one's
Hmm.
not
Yep.
necessary. It's a horror film, but it's definitely more family friendly. This I
Sure.
definitely think could be blown off. Well, not blown off, but shown as a an enter into scary films.
Yes.
And I kind of hope it is because I think it again totally could be. And actually, just after Sketch, I did a horror film myself called Marshmallow. It's on Apple TV right now, and I believe HBO. Don't quote me on the HBO though. Anyways, it's like a horror thriller slasher type thing. Um, and it did what everyone was afraid to do, which is to put kids in a slasher's environment. Everyone's like, that's just not a thing to do, and I think they did it well. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah,
Well, I'm definitely going to be checking that one out as well.
yeah,
For our last couple minutes, as you can see, every day is Halloween for us, and I actually think this movie will also make a cool Halloween watch for a lot of families
yeah.
as well, and probably make their annual rotations for some certain families, I imagine. But we always try to ask if we have a minute. First of all, do you celebrate Halloween, and if so, what does Halloween itself mean to you?
Yeah, I celebrate Halloween. My whole family does. We're big on getting as much candy as possible. We go to the gated neighborhoods, so we get those ginormous candy bars. That's where it's at. But no, I think Halloween is definitely a big uh I think it's a good expression of creativity in its own. My whole family, every year we do family costumes, so we all four dress up as the same themed thing. Um, uh, I, s- I think, and I go out on Halloween with like people that are important to me sometimes. Like my ex, while we were still dating, we went out as Halloween as she went as the girl Stitch, the like pink one, and I went in as normal Stitch. It was a pretty cute costume. But no, I find Halloween to be one of my favorite holidays. It gives you diabetes every time you eat all your candy, but it's pretty fun.
Awesome. I love it. And I love what you said about the creativity and the whole family getting into it together. It sounds
Yeah,
like us. Sounds like you're definitely one of us. I love
yeah.
to hear that. For our last question, it's a two-parter. We always try to ask your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn and your favorite Halloween candy.
I'm sorry, my dogs.
Oh.
Stop, Luke. He snores really loudly. I don't know if it's picking up on the mic, but he's. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we're
No,
putting him to sleep.
yeah. My favorite Halloween costume and what? Sorry.
And favorite Halloween candy.
Oh, Halloween candy. Yeah. Favorite Halloween costume that I ever did was my family. We went as characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. So my dad was the
Awesome.
boogeyman. My sister went as Jack Skellington. My mom went as Sally, and then I went as Zero, the dog.
Yeah.
My costume was basic, but it was really cool. We just got obviously a white sheet and then cut
Mhm.
eye holes, and then my mom made a little. She bought pumpkins and made it, colored it red, and then like glued it on right here. and then we got wire and we made it into the ear shapes. So it was obviously a pretty basic costume, but it was one of my favorites. I think it was my favorite.
That's
And then
awesome.
favorite Halloween candy. Ah, my favorite candy is Reese's, but for Halloween it's Twix.
Ah,
Because
okay.
I feel like I get a lot
Can't
of
go wrong with
Reese's.
either.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no, I lied, I lied. What are they called? They're the little like balls of like the outside is like a softer chocolate, but then the inside is like a hard like wafer. It's a ball. Um, it's like an H or a WH. I don't know what it's called, but that's my favorite Halloween candy.
Okay. The chocolate balls. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Awesome.
don't remember what they're called.
One of our viewers will comment on it down below
Oh
and
yeah,
remind us.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, I know you're super busy today. Sketch
Thank
is
you,
awesome, and I'm going to check out your other horror movie as well.
thank you,
I'm
thank you,
glad you let us know about that. But we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. And instead of saying goodbye, I'm just going to wish you a very happy Halloween.
thank you. You too.